Hey guys, Angus, and today I'm going to give you a full review and also an unboxing of this camera lens kit. So this comes with 3 different lenses which of course clip on to your smartphone and will give you special features, so allow you, for example, to zoom in on objects, or for example increase the angle of your lens. So the presentation's fairly nice. I don't think the packaging was amazing, it was pretty simple, but this is quite a budget clip-on lens, and it's currently $15.99, which is fairly cheap, but I think there are other cheaper ones out there. So as we can see in the box, it comes with this nice case, and that will keep it clean and prevent it from getting scratched. And we can just pop out the 3. I kind of wish they did do a little bit more effort on the packaging, but it doesn't matter now. So now we've got all the different lens attachments. Okay, so we've got the fisheye, the macro, and also the wide-angle lens. So of course we can just carry this, and it'll allow us to enhance our cameras. So I've actually owned different lens kits before, and I have to say that I really like the design of these. I mean, they are quite big, but it does mean that they're really well protected, and actually they are just really nice to look at. So they're not too big, and you won't have to worry about them getting in the way, because of course they just simply go over the top of the lens, and I'm pretty sure that this will be compatible with virtually any smartphone. Of course that will depend on it, so maybe like Nokia Lumia phones may struggle to use this, but so far I haven't had any problem. I've used this on the LEGO Elite 5 and also the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. So of course I'm going to be showing some test shots, so I'll be comparing before and after, but for now what we're just going to do is actually clip it on the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. So as you can see, it clips on really easily, and at the moment we're using the wide angle lens, and then we're going to switch over to the fisheye lens as well. So for some with a large display, it may take some time to getting used to, but installation is virtually instant, and for people that have used it before, you won't have any problems whatsoever. I don't think the fisheye is an important one. I think it's just a little bit of a feature that not many people will use, but is a feature that some people would like to know they have. Personally, I don't use the fisheye lens, but some people like that effect, and that's absolutely fine. So starting off with comparing the fisheye lens, as you can see I've got the bottom one, which is just the regular phone lens, and then adding the fisheye lens, and in all fairness it does give this really interesting effect, and I think that for people who just really like photography, this can be a really useful tool for experimenting. I think it's just noting that as you can see with the phone lens, it's a little bit sharper, and also the fisheye lens is a little bit out of focus. So these phones were actually taken at the same distance, and it shows that the fisheye lens can make such a huge difference. So now let's actually take a look at the macro effect, and as you can see there is an absolutely enormous difference. If you're trying to take this on a regular phone, it just simply would be absolutely impossible. Maybe if you're using something like a Samsung Galaxy S7 or a LG G5, where you can actually get apps and camera tools to make it so it's manual focus, that might work, but I still don't think you'll get the same result. Of course, for people that simply want to get into macro photography on a budget, then this might be the absolute perfect opportunity now that these lenses are really coming down in price. Now what I really like about the macro lens is that you can actually take a phone that probably has pretty bad camera quality compared to flagship phones, and actually take photos that absolutely look stunning. I wouldn't say this photo is stunning, but say you were to do macro photography on flowers or whatever, or something that's visually appealing, then I think that you could generally really improve your photography. That's not to say that the camera on the LEGO Elite 5 is bad, it's not great, but with this macro attachment you can actually really bring out the detail in photos. So as you can see here, these are 2 entirely completely different images, and as you can see with the macro, it just brings out an enormous amount of detail, and can just be really fun to use for photography. Now when you're using this macro attachment, you will have to consider the fact that it zooms in. It can actually be a lot more difficult to get the camera lens to actually focus on the object. As you can see, I was shaking a little bit because it was so hard to actually focus, and because of that it wasn't as sharp as it could have been. But yeah, that's just something worth to note, so maybe use a tripod or something if you are going to use the macro attachment. Finally, let's take a look at the wide angle lens. This isn't a great example, but it does show that it can make quite a big difference, especially if you're doing scenery or photos or whatever where you need to do group photos. It can be a really nice attachment. For some people, you may find that the viewing angle on your camera lens just simply isn't big enough, and you may actually leave the wide angle lens simply on the camera lens as a default for all photos, and that's actually a really good idea. Anyway, there is just a full review and unboxing of the camera lens provided to me to test and provide an honest review. Of course, if you did find this review and unboxing helpful, then definitely be sure to mark it below, but apart from that, thanks for watching.